The motorization of infantry and the lessons of World War II led to the emergence of infantry fighting vehicles, or IFVs, a new class of machines sitting somewhere in between transport vehicles and light tanks. In 1966, the Soviet Union adopted the BMP-1, and in 1969, West Germany completed the development of the Marder. Similar programs were also initiated in the United States and the United Kingdom, but their development faced significant difficulties. The British started working on their future IFV in 1972, following the example of their Soviet and German counterparts. Engineers developed specifications based on international experience: a 30mm automatic cannon in a fully rotating turret, a fighting compartment for 7 passengers, Chobham composite frontal armor, and a 550 horsepower engine. Since the plan was to use the new IFV alongside the MBT-80, a highly mobile and well-armored tank of the future, one of the top priorities was to give the vehicle excellent mobility. Following the conventions of naming tanks, when a name like MBT is basically a description of the class, the new vehicle was named MCV-80, with MCV standing for Mechanized Combat Vehicle. The project was undertaken by GKN Defense in collaboration with the military contractor Vickers Defense Systems. Engineers developed a universal tracked chassis with 6 road wheels that could be used to build an entire family of different combat vehicles, from ARVs to MLRS systems. However, ultimately, only the IFV went into mass production. A distinctive feature of the MCV-80 was its 30mm Rarden autocannon. It was developed under strict constraints. The cannon was intended to be mounted in a small turret, like the one on the Fox armored reconnaissance vehicle, but the military also wanted it to have high accuracy at a range of 1 kilometer. As a result, the gun used special 3-round clips, limiting its capacity for automatic fire, but it could still fire in short bursts. After almost 15 years of development, in 1986, the new IFV was finally accepted into production as the FV-510 Warrior. Just a few years later, it was already used in anger during the Gulf War and by peacekeepers in Yugoslavia. The military were not too impressed by the level of crew protection and other characteristics of the Warrior, but ultimately found them satisfactory. Some of the vehicles were also equipped with Milan anti-tank missiles and add-on armor, an upgrade package that the engineers had planned for as early as the development stage. However, the unstabilized Rarden autocannon became one of the most controversial components of the IFV. When it came to export and experimental variants, the manufacturer offered an option to replace it with another armament, for instance, a cannon of the Bushmaster series. This was precisely the model that Kuwait, the only foreign customer, went with. This modification of the vehicle is known as the Desert Warrior. However, other variants of the IFV did not make it into mass production, and the UK ultimately cancelled the program for a radical modernization of the IFV. Right now, the Warrior is still in service in the country, but the government plans to retire the outdated vehicle in favor of the Ajax platform. Due to the specific nature of the Rarden cannon, the original Warrior doesn't play like other IFVs. Excluding anti-tank missiles, the weapon's ammunition range includes 3 types of ammo: APDS, high explosive, and semi-armor-piercing rounds. APDS rounds can effectively penetrate the sides of main battle tanks, while SAP rounds work well against enemy SPAA. However, the cannon's capabilities are limited by its rate of fire. Unlike other IFVs, the Warrior can only fire a couple of shots at the target before they fire back. Therefore, it's better to engage from a distance, using covered positions, and double-tap the target with an HEGM. The Desert Warrior variant is considerably more versatile. Its 25mm Bushmaster autocannon has a significantly higher rate of fire, and it's also stabilized, allowing you to fire on the move. At the same time, armaments used by enemy IFVs, like the Soviet 2A-42 autocannon or the Swiss Ehrlichen KBA, have an even higher rate of fire and can lead their shots. That's why the Bushmaster is better used for positional battles. Additionally, the Desert Warrior can launch 2 TOW-2 missiles in quick succession, and on uneven terrain, it can break through enemy roofs with TOW-2Bs. As a result of a years-long program, the British developed a rather peculiar, yet fairly effective IFV, especially for its time. And on the battlefields of War Thunder, everyone can see its effectiveness firsthand. What do you think about the Warrior? Share your thoughts in the comments down below.